This is ABC7 News at 11, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening, I'm Jacqueline Matter. Thanks for joining us. Topping our news tonight, shark fishing on the Venice Fishing Pier may soon be a thing of the past. ABC7's Christopher Brantley explains.
Welcome to the Venice Fishing Pier, a local landmark and hotspot. It's a perfect place to come and enjoy the peace and serenity of the water at pretty much any time, day or night. It's also a place very popular amongst fishermen, but that may soon be changing.
This is #1 spot, my favorite spot.
Justin Ho and his friends are Venice Pier regulars. They come mostly at night.
Enjoy the beautiful, nice breeze out here, and also catching fish is really fun.
But the fishing may soon be limited. Venice's Mayor John Hollick has put an agenda item on the next city council meeting to look at changing the city's fishing ordinance. The effort would be to ban shark fishing. Reason being, some damage has been caused to the pier.
If you get a big hook and you swing it too far under the pier, then you can catch that netting.
As it stands, Venice is the only local pier that allows shark fishing. This possible ordinance change would fall more in line with other communities, including Naples, that have banned the practice. It may not be simple. Law enforcement would need to have increased patrols to enforce the law. Plus, local fishermen don't like the idea.
This is a good spot for fishing, they should allow, anytime,
Justin Ho fears this may be the beginning to banning fishing altogether. As city ordinances go, they usually require a public hearing before anything really changes. That would give an opportunity to the public to let their city council members know how they feel about this potential ban. In Venice, Christopher Brantley, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Palmetto is the fifth and final city in Manatee County to agree to ban medical marijuana dispensaries in the area. Bradenton, Holmes Beach, Anna Maria, and Bradenton Beach have already passed similar bans. The one exception is unincorporated Manatee County, where dispensaries are allowed. The future of the bans are dependent on the outcome of several lawsuits filed against the state. Meanwhile, a lawsuit has been filed in an effort to prevent the project known as Aqua by the Bay. Court documents were filed last Thursday by a number of residents of Manatee County, along with the environmental organization Suncoast Waterkeepers. According to court papers, the group is questioning the land development codes and how the county commission handled the public process. The commission approved that project last month, making way for thousands of new homes and retail space. However, many residents living near the project expressed opposition to that plan. The Manatee County Sheriff's Office needs your help tracking down a suspect wanted in connection with child molestation. Thomas Basone is being charged with lewd and lascivious molestation. Basone is wanted in connection with the June assault of a 13-year-old girl. Anyone with information on his whereabouts should contact the Manatee County Sheriff's Office or call Crime Stoppers. Well, a historic home in Bradenton will soon be torn down. The City of Bradenton's Architectural Review Board approving the plan to demolish the Covington House at a public hearing today. The Covington House was built in 1911 in what was a segregated African-American community. Today, it's one of the only properties from that community still standing. Work to restore the property began in 2007, but money to support the project never came about. Well, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan for a look at your first alert forecast. Bob, how's it looking out there?
Well, Jacqueline, I tell you, gorgeous sunset. We got to get this show right now. Beautiful pink colors there and oranges as a result of a little haze in the atmosphere, and it could turn into some fog tomorrow morning. Right now, the fog is not a big issue at this point. Currently at the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport, we have some clouds developing, though, some low clouds. The dew point is at 68. And again, these two numbers coming close to one another will create that fog. The humidity, you can see at 90%. Winds are out of the north-northeast at 5. The pressure is coming up now, 30.09 inches. That continues to rise. That means another gorgeous day after that fog burns off in the morning. And it looks as though no rainfall around at all here. We have that east and northeasterly wind bringing some showers along the east coast, but not much here. We had a few showers near Fort Myers earlier, also near Sanibel and places to the south, but that rain has all since moved on for the most part. And we're looking at a little system to the north of us now. That's moving basically due east. There's not a big drop to the south. So what that means for us, things aren't going to change much here. We're going to continue to see lots of sunshine throughout the afternoon anyway, with that fog around the morning, maybe not so much, but winds will be out of the northeast tomorrow, switching to the northwest late in the day, but right now they're light out of the north, anywhere from 4 to up to 8 miles an hour at times. Down to the south we go. There it is, 6 out of Minnesota, out of the northeast at Northport, very light at 4 miles an hour. Under generally partly cloudy skies right now. Some dry air in the mid-levels of the atmosphere is going to inhibit any kind of significant rain across the entire state. And that should be the case, I think, too, throughout much of this week. Now, there's a chance for showers coming late in the weekend, but that's associated with a weak frontal boundary, which isn't going to do a whole lot to our weather. We'll have the complete details on our weekend weather and talk about a tropical system in the Atlantic coming up in just a few minutes. Jacqueline?
All right, thank you, Bob. A special election has been set following the resignation of a top Florida Democratic legislator who admitted to having an extramarital affair with a lobbyist. Governor Rick Scott signed an executive order today scheduling a special primary and a special election in former Senator Jeff Clemons' Palm Beach County District. Clemons was supposed to take over as leader of the Senate Democrats in 2019. He is the former mayor of Lake Worth and was elected to the Florida Senate in 2012. Clemons said in a statement last month that he made mistakes that he was ashamed of, but he realized he couldn't become a better person if he remained in office. Florida State University suspending all fraternities and sororities at that school. The move comes after Pi Kappa Phi fraternity pledge Andrew Coffey died last week after a party. And today, authorities arrested FSU student and Phi Delta Theta member Garrett Marcy for trafficking cocaine. The university's president says the suspension will remain in place until students create a new Greek culture.
I'm imposing an indefinite interim suspension on all fraternities and sororities at FSU. During this time, fraternity and sorority chapters will be prohibited from holding new member events, council or chapter meetings, chapter organized tailgates, chapter events such as socials, philanthropy, retreats, and intramurals, organized participation in our Market Wednesday, and organized participation in homecoming.
Thrasher also banned alcohol at all recognized student organization events during that suspension. FSU has more than 700 organizations outside the Greek community that fall under that umbrella. A Honduran man has pleaded not guilty to charges that he plotted to bomb a busy Florida mall food court in support of the Islamic State extremist group. Court records show 53-year-old Vincent Adolfo Solano entered the plea at a hearing today to a charge of attempting to use a weapon of mass destruction. The FBI says Solano wanted to detonate a bomb last month at the Dolphin Mall near Miami, but was working with undercover FBI operatives who gave him a fake bomb before his arrest. Solano faces a maximum life prison sentence if convicted. Despite Solano's claims of Islamic State sympathies, the FBI says no links to foreign terrorist groups have been found. Well, stay with us. Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your first alert forecast, plus the latest information in the Texas shooting investigation that has killed more than 20 people. And former Trump campaign officials back in court today, why they're having trouble getting off of house arrest.
Here's something we bet you didn't know. Nearly half of all cancers can be prevented. That's right, half. Nearly 50%, mostly by making small everyday changes in your diet and controlling your weight, walking more, eating less, and eating foods that help you and your family to seriously reduce the risk of cancer. And of course, by not smoking. Visit the Cancer Prevention Together We Can website and get a free 30-day planner filled with tips, recipes, stats, and more about protecting your family. Go to prevent50.org.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our autumn upgrade event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
For 30 years, it's been an honor for the Michaels on Ice team to serve you.
We love that our restaurant, wine cellar, and ballroom have become your favorite gathering places, and we love catering your parties.
From everyday celebrations to life's greatest occasions, please join us soon for new culinary adventures. A toast to 30 years.
And to many more.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
For the last decade, S&S Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.
ABC7, your official Florida lottery station for the Suncoast.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our autumn upgrade event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Well, certainly a little cooler out today than, not as cool as it was early last week, but not bad out there this evening.
Yeah, it was not bad. We are looking at the possibility of some fog tomorrow morning.
Okay.
So, but it'll still warm up. You know,
Right.
we're a little high today, actually above average. But when you have this humidity around like we did with the fog and it burns off, evaporative cooling, that's what it's called. And it keeps things a little bit cooler, at least it feels that way, especially on the beach. Art Conforti getting this sunset, a beautiful one that you see right there. A nice sunset from Art, always sending in some great photos. And as far as temperatures go right now up and down the coast, fairly mild, but the dew point temperatures are still staying high right now, upper 60s. And typically our dew point temperatures are into the low 60s at this time. So once again, we are looking at pretty nice weather expected tomorrow, with a better chance for the fog to burn off a little sooner, I believe, tomorrow. As far as our temperatures go, right now, currently at the airport, it's 71. The dew point is at 68. Winds are out of the north-northeast, light at 5 miles an hour. The pressure is still way up there, 30.09 inches. And we have a few low clouds starting to develop already. Now, 82 degrees the high today. Is 1 degree above the average. 67 was the morning low, and 62 was our average low. So it does get a little cooler than it has been over the past couple of mornings. No rainfall to report. It's been dry and will stay that way, too. It looks like throughout much of this week and beyond, temperatures for lows tonight will be about 5 degrees above average near the coast, with some low clouds hanging around just after sunrise. And then burning off by midday. We'll see another nice sunny afternoon, it looks like, as a result of high pressure building. And get a look at the forecast for Tuesday. High temperatures warming into the low 80s for the most part. There'll be some mid 80s in places like Lakewood Ranch, Arcadia, as well as into Wauchula, east of I-75. As far as the temperature forecast goes, as we take you through time tomorrow, look at this. By 1 o'clock, we'll be at 83 at the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport, at least near there. 84 in Orlando. Temperatures 85 in Naples and Fort Myers could get as high as 86 degrees. And then tomorrow night will be a warm one. Temperatures around 9 will be into the mid-70s, and that chance for fog will exist again tomorrow night. We're not going to get out of this pattern anytime soon. Future winds will be light overnight, anywhere from 5 miles an hour up to 10 throughout the day tomorrow. A little higher in the afternoon, so boaters beware. The winds will pick up a little bit in the afternoon, about 15 knots. Now, in the tropics, we have a newly formed and a newly named storm now, Rena. It's out in the Atlantic. It's pushing off to the northeast. You can see that cluster of storms developing there. A lot of it is pushing off to the east as a result of some shear going on, but just enough energy to create a tropical storm. And here we go. It's headed off into the North Atlantic. Top winds are at 40 miles an hour. The name is Rena, and its movement now is off to the north at 7 miles an hour. The pressure at 1,010. That's falling slightly at this time, and it will continue to move off into the north and then northeast in time, dissipating in the North Atlantic over some very cold water there. So interesting to see a storm develop in November. We get a storm once every 2 years developing in the month of November. Let's hope that's the last one, but I doubt it. I think we'll see one more before the season is all said and done. Well, this storm is bringing some snowfall to near Chicago, some snow flurries, if you will. stretching to South Bend all the way over to Fort Wayne, and then Toledo getting some rain, snow mix there. And in Colorado, just someone on Facebook, in fact, following us and watching us is saying that they're getting ready for some snow into central Colorado there overnight. Well, temperatures are on the cooler side over the Great Lakes. Toronto 39, Pittsburgh 38, Detroit at 40 degrees, Green Bay at 34, but a single digit now. This is in Billings, Montana. That's where that Arctic air is. It's going to stay to the north. It's not making it advance down to the south, although in Oklahoma it's 44 degrees there in Oklahoma City, 68 in Atlanta, and 70 now in New Orleans. Well, for boaters tomorrow, I mentioned the winds picking up in the afternoon. They'll start off at 5 to 10 knots out of the northeast, switching to the northwest. Could be some dense sea fog out there once again, and the water temperature now at 74 degrees. As far as the tides go, here they are on the screen. The next high tide will be at 12:51. And another low tide at 9:31 in the morning. Tonight, fog developing, mostly clear, warm temperatures, 69 for your low. And then for tomorrow, we'll start off with a little bit of cloudiness around, some fog, if you will, and then 82 by the afternoon. And looks like more the same expected for Wednesday and into Thursday, Friday, and even Saturday. Slight chance for showers comes on Sunday and Monday. Not bad, just a little bit above average temperatures. Jacqueline?
All right, thank you, Bob. Doesn't sound like too bad of a week. And remember, for the latest local and breaking news, you can download the latest updated version of our news app. Android users will get that update automatically, but iPhone users need to go to the App Store and re-download the app. Just search for WWSB or My Suncoast. Now to that tragic shooting at a church in rural Texas that left 26 people dead. Of the 20 wounded, at least half remain in critical condition this evening. We're now learning more about the man who pulled the trigger in the harrowing ordeal from someone who survived inside that house of worship. ABC's Maggie Ruley has the latest from Sutherland Springs, Texas.
I can tell you that the scene in there is horrific, is not even a word to describe it.
After watching a video of the massacre inside this church, law enforcement officials say without a doubt the shooter intended to kill as many people as possible.
I think he came here with a purpose and a mission.
Roseanne Solis survived the mass shooting, suffering a gunshot wound to her shoulder. She watched as the gunman opened fire.
People screaming and people crying and, "Mama, where are you, Mama?" The little kids. There was a lot of children. I saw bodies with a lot of blood. That's all I saw because I wasn't about to get out from where I was hiding.
Officials confirm the killing spree started as a domestic dispute, the shooter targeting his mother-in-law who goes to the church. Authorities say he had 15 magazines, firing off every single one. Only stopping when a neighbor, Stephen Wilford, stepped in, firing at and hitting the shooter.
And I just wish I could have gotten there faster. I'm no hero. I am not.
But to this small town of 400, that's exactly what he is, a hero. Wilford and another neighbor chased the gunman down in their truck for more than 20 miles. An autopsy confirmed the suspect was struck twice by Wilford's bullets. The third wound found on the suspect was self-inflicted to the head. And now there are questions of how the shooter was ever able to legally buy his guns, even with his past history of domestic abuse and a bad conduct discharge from the Air Force. We're now learning that the Air Force never gave this information to the FBI. In Sutherland Springs, Texas, Maggie Ruley, ABC News.
Former Trump campaign officials Paul Manafort and Rick Gates back in court today, but this evening the Secret Service continues its investigation after officers arrested a man near the White House today. They had been told to be on the lookout for a man who allegedly threatened to kill all white police. Law enforcement in Montgomery County, Maryland alerted the U.S. Secret Service this afternoon that the man planned to go to Washington with the purpose of killing officers at the White House. Just about an hour later, Secret Service officers spotted the man on Pennsylvania Avenue. The man, Michael Areja, was arrested without incident, and officials say charges are pending. Meanwhile, officials Paul Manafort and Rick Gates are back in court today, as I mentioned previously. Both pleaded not guilty last week in the first criminal charges in special counsel Robert Mueller's probe into Russia's election meddling. Both men hoping that the judge will ease the terms of their home confinement. ABC's Serena Marshall reports from Washington with the latest on that investigation.
When they walked into court, Paul Manafort and Rick Gates were hoping to get free from their house arrest. The judge said while she is prepared and inclined to let the defendants travel domestically, she wouldn't do so without more details, specifically on their net worth. The financial arrangement that got them into trouble, so complex and shrouded in secrecy, The prosecution admits it's not clear how much the two men are worth.
Mr. Manafort, how did it go today?
That uncertainty caused the judge to delay granting bail, the men walking out of court and back into house arrest. A scenario no doubt leaving this one-time administration official in suspense. Former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn has been in the crosshairs of the special counsel for months. So far, no charges have been brought. But like Manafort, Flynn faces problems from his filings as a foreign agent and income made from that consulting work. Another source of pressure, George Papadopoulos, who pleaded guilty and remains free.
Certainly he has flipped in cooperating with the government. To provide substantial assistance with respect to someone else higher up in the food chain means you're going to see more charges coming.
Which leaves Manafort back home, Papadopoulos talking, and everyone waiting to see what move comes next in the intricate chess game being played by Special Prosecutor Robert Mueller.
As for Manafort and Gates' bail, the judge said she'd be willing to reconsider if the defense gives more information about their finances. No doubt the special prosecutor would like to see those details as well. Serena Marshall, ABC News, Washington.
All right, thank you so much, Serena. Sports is next, but first, here's Jimmy Kimmel.
If anyone asks, here's what we've been doing all day. I feel like you have women more sexed up than anyone right now. I mean, I really do. I mean that in a...
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Hi, I'm Chef Bob. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC7, where we'll be serving up the most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients.
This is an important medical announcement. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to uncontrollable bleeding and even death. If you've been prescribed one of these drugs and have experienced these dangerous side effects, you may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that Pradaxa can cause more heart attacks than warfarin, and other countries have already issued safety warnings against this drug. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. The call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to Pradaxa victims, and thousands of Xarelto victims are filing their legal cases. Call the Drug Watch hotline. If you or a loved one used Xarelto or Pradaxa and experienced uncontrollable bleeding, brain hemorrhage, or even death, you must call now.
Call 800-793-6055. 800-793-6055.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Do you need a good laugh? Starting November 1st at the Players Center, everything that can go wrong does go wrong in the smash hit comedy Moon Over Buffalo. This wild Broadway series production shows what happens both on stage and off. Contact the Players at 365-2494 or at theplayers.org. The show must go on with Moon Over Buffalo.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Now, sports.
As if a 5-game losing streak wasn't enough, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will be without their starting quarterback for at least 2 weeks. After undergoing an MRI on his injured throwing shoulder today, the Bucs deciding to keep Jameis Winston off the field to allow it to heal. Winston first sprained the AC joint in his shoulder in a loss against the Arizona Cardinals 3 weeks ago. In each game since then, he's aggravated the injury after hits to his shoulder, and it happened again yesterday in the Bucs loss to the Saints, forcing Winston to the bench.
On that third to last play of the half, when he got hit from his left side, and the weight of the defensive end and Jameis's weight fell on his right shoulder, that's when he re-aggravated it, and that was a hit that most all quarterbacks in the NFL are going to come up with. When you see those are not good. So up until that point, I mean, like I said, Jameis had practiced good last week, had one of his best practices on Friday, threw the ball great in pregame warmups, and but after that point, he was definitely hurting.
Also, the NFL has suspended Tampa Bay receiver Mike Evans for 1 game on Monday for unsportsmanlike conduct and unnecessary roughness in the Buccaneers' loss at New Orleans. Evans ran up from behind and knocked over Saints rookie cornerback Marshawn Lattimore. After a confrontation between Bucs quarterback Winston and Lattimore, Evans will miss Sunday's home game against the New York Jets. And the Green Bay Packers hosting the Detroit Lions on Monday Night Football tonight to close out Week 9. The Lions beat the Packers tonight 30-17. Well, that's a look at sports. We'll have tonight's winning lotto numbers straight ahead.
Take the trolley to Siesta Beach for the Crystal Classic Sand Sculpting Festival, November 10th through 13th. See master sand sculptors create works of art. It's family fun with hands-on kids activities, sand sculpting lessons, music, food, a party tent, and more. Visit SiestaKeyCrystalClassic.com.
I heard about the Dettoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dettoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was. I can tell you that you will not find a finer, more professional team of clinicians anywhere in the world.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential. There's no cost and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
Let me introduce you to the ultimate Florida window. Do you feel safer with this or this? You'll be proud too.
Buy more, save more. Volume discounts on 4 or more windows.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beauty Rest, Eye Comfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
It's bigger and better. The Siesta Key Crystal Classic Sand Sculpting Festival, November 10th through 13th. 24 international artists create massive sand sculptures. Enjoy 4 days and 2 nights with live music, food, a party tent, and more. See SiestaKeyCrystalClassic.com for details. The Florida Lottery winning numbers are sponsored by Frontier Fios.
ABC7 is welcoming its newest member of our news team, baby Madeline Jo. There she is. Our news producer Amber had Madeline over the weekend at 6 pounds and 6 ounces, and we are so proud to welcome her to our ABC7 family. It looks like they're all smiling right now.
Madeline Jo, all right, congratulations there.
Yeah.
Amber doing a super job, and
we certainly will miss her here, but obviously she has some great tasks
yeah,
ahead of her
she'll be gone
for the
for
next
just a little while. She'll be back, obviously, but we're wishing her well and lots of sleep, hopefully, in the future. Congratulations there.
Certainly. And what does our forecast look like for tomorrow when we wake up?
Well, as we talked about it, we were looking at some fog around Jacqueline, and you saw that this morning with your mom on the beach,
Yes.
and so it could be again a problem tomorrow morning.
All right. Thank you so much, Bob. And thank you for joining us. We'll see you back here tomorrow night.